thank you, colleagues, for your attention to the free port issue. I represent the company Sumo. We work on a number of projects. The project of free port Zarubina, that is then an eastern port, eastern coal terminal, and the port of Vladivostok. This project is being initiated within the framework of within the FESCO framework project. As far as Freeport is concerned, we're very grateful to the government and to the Duma for making another step in attracting foreign investors to free ports. The necessity of such a form of cooperation and creating such a potential of human resources and technological potential is highly important for the beneficial development of the Far Eastern region, and allows us to state that in creating a particular taxation regime and fiscal regime, we will be able to attract funding, and we will be able to create a launchpad for the development of the economy, not only for this region, but for the economy of the Russian Federation as a whole. In July, we have adopted a law on free ports in the Russian Federation, but in connection with our view, as to us, this law is still a certain freedom which would allow potential investors to be attracted to the region. What is a free port? I'd like to draw your attention to the best practices of free ports globally in China, Shenzhen, Singapore, Dubai, of course. We understand that it has to be a large territory, embracing other technological and financial processes. In other words, we need a territory for a transit port to be with restricted in a restricted area for other participants. What is needed is to restrict the taxes, for instance, VAT, and alleviate certain taxes and customs duties. International standards or national standards of neighboring countries have to be introduced. A free economic zone has to be empowered. I understand that it's going to be very difficult to pass on to these changes, the above-mentioned changes. But nevertheless, the law on free port allows us to assume that step by step we're going to change the regulation, we're going to change the existing infrastructure, and the production and processing and manufacturing of goods on this territory will become advantageous for the prospective production and manufacturing companies. It is going to become beneficial and advantageous to produce goods on the territory of the free port for the total sum for which it is being produced on the territory of the above-mentioned countries, such as China and Korea. If we change the customs duties, the produce, the goods will be more competitive than the produce manufactured on the territories of these countries. This will allow us to attract best practices, best technologies, which unfortunately, in which we are unfortunately lagging behind right now. We will be able to attract highly qualified human resources in order to improve the situation in the region. The period of time which has been set by the law on free ports, that is 70 years, time span is quite enough in order to attain these targets. On the basis of the example of Shenzhen in China, we see that a 17 million in population city has been created. The competencies, the qualification which has been attracted to this region allows us to introduce positive changes for the development of the economy of the Far East. It allows us to plan for a large city with large competences and improved incentives. A city with modern, highly advanced technological complex is the key phrase for the free port. This is how we determine our vision of the future. I think we are on the right path. But we need to understand that all the zones of the free port need to be more or less equal, but some of them are more successful. I'm basing this on the example of China. Out of the 4 such zones in China, only Shenzhen is considered to be the most successful. We need to follow the best practices and the example of such cities and work in accordance with the laws of the government of the Russian Federation. Thank you for your attention.